Today we will be learning about tangent lines. So first I'd like to start off by explaining that the tangent line formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Keep that in mind while doing all these problems. Okay, so the first problem we have is f of x equals x cubed minus 2x plus 5 at the given points of 2, 5. So, as learned, we will do the first derivative of this equation, which is f prime of x equals 3x squared minus 2. And then from there, you will plug in the given x, which is 2. So in all the x's given, you will plug in the number 2 to this equation. So f prime of 2 equals 3 times 2 squared minus 2. And then this will give you 10. And this will be your m, given in your tangent line formula, which is your slope, also known as your slope. Now we have the given formula that we need to make this tangent line. We have your y1, which is given to you, the 5, your m, which is what we just solved for, your 10, and x1, which is also given to you, number 2. So from here, we will plug in all these numbers. Y minus 5 equals 10 times x minus 2, following the tangent line formula. From here, we will solve for y, trying to find the slope, the tangent line, the ultimate tangent line at y. Y equals mx plus b. That is what we're trying to find. So y minus 5 equals 10x minus 20, where we distribute the 10, and then we add 5 on both sides. Y equals 10x minus 15. And that is your answer. Now moving on to the next problem. We will have f of x equals 1 over x plus 1 at the given points of 0, 1. And right here, we will find the derivative of f of x equals 1 over x plus 1. And what you will do here is you will bring x plus 1 up here. So you will have x times x plus 1 to the negative 1. And then you multiply a negative 1 to the front number, which is 1 as well. And you will have negative 1 times x plus 1. And then you will subtract 1 to find the derivative, and that will give you negative 2. Then, to make it easier, you will make this, the f prime of x, into negative 1 over x plus 1 squared. And that is how you get the first derivative of this problem. So, now that we have the first derivative, we will continue the problem prime of x equals negative 1 over x plus 1 squared. Now from here, we have the first derivative, and now we can plug in the points. We had it at 0, 1. We will plug in the x, which is 0. F prime of 0 equals negative 1 all over 0 plus 1 squared. So this will ultimately give you negative 1. And this is also your m, or also known as your slope. And what we're going to try to do is also we're going to repeat what we did in the first problem. We're going to plug in what you know right here and then find the y. So we know the x1 is 0 and your y1 is 1 and your slope or your m is negative 1. So y minus 1 equals negative 1 times x minus 0. And then from here, you will also distribute. We have y minus 1 equals negative x. And then from here, we will solve for y to give you the tangent line, which is y equals 1 minus x. And that is your answer for the second problem. Moving on to the third problem. Okay, the third problem is f of x equals x plus 4 over x at the given points 4, 5. So we will continue with finding the first derivative of this equation by doing f prime of x equals, by changing f of x to x plus 4x to the negative 1. And then this is where you will find the derivative, which is f prime of x equals 1 minus 4 over x squared. That is your first derivative. And then from here, you will plug in your x, as done in the previous problems, which is 4 in this case, and you plug it in the first derivative right here. F of 4 equals 1 minus 4 over 4 squared, which will give you 1 minus 4 over 16, which will give you 3 over 4 as your m, also known as your slope. Okay, now that we have your m, which is 3, 4, we will plug it in. Into our tangent line formula. So we know that m is 3/4, and we know that our x1 equals 4, and our y1 equals 5. So we will plug in these values into the given equation. So y minus 5 equals 3/4 times x minus the given value, x1 at 4. Then we will just distribute the 3/4 with the x and the negative 4, which will give you y minus 5 equals 3/4 x minus 3. And then from here we will solve for the point slope formula, which is y equals mx plus b. And you will get y equals 3/4 x plus 2. And this is your tangent line for the third. This is your answer for the third equation. Now moving on to the final problem. We will have f of x equals square root of x minus 1 at the given points of 5, 2. We will start off by finding the derivative of f of x equals square root of x minus 1. Starting off with changing this root to the 1/2 to the negative 1/2 x, to the 1/2, yes. To the 1/2, you would change this square root to the 1/2 x minus 1 to the 1/2 at the points 5, 2. And then to find the prime, you will bring down the 1/2. 1/2 times x minus 1. Subtract this by 1, which will give you negative 1/2 times the derivative of the inside, which is 1. So this is the first derivative of the original equation. What we will do now is we will plug in our x value, which is 5, into the first derivative equation. And we will have f prime of 5 equals 1/2 times 5 minus 1 to the negative 1/2 times 1. Then from here, what we will do is we can change this negative 1/2 to 1 over square root of 5 minus 1, and have that multiplied by 1/2 and 1. So then from there, your answer will be, when you multiply all of this, your slope will be 1/4. So you know that m is now 1/4 for this equation. So the given slope is 1/4. Your x1 is 5, and your y1 is 2. So now to plug it into the tangent line formula, y minus 2 equals m, the 1/4, x minus 5. Then we will distribute it as done in the previous problems. So y minus 2 equals 1/4 x minus 5 over 4. And your ultimate answer is y equals x over 4 plus 3 over 4 is your answer. Thank you for watching. This is my tutorial on tangent lines. I'm Genesis Frazar. Claro.